Yo, tapping in real quick for this UFC 305. Dricus du Plessis versus Israel Adesanya in Australia for the middleweight strap. We down under for the battle of the homelands, man. You know what I'm talking about? And in this video right here, we just gonna chop it up for a few minutes, man. Talk about a few parlays, 3 to be exact, that I personally am invested in, and I personally believe are very solid 3, 5, and 6 leg parlays. You understand what I'm saying to you? Staying away from the heavy favorites that are above minus 500. You can miss me with that shit. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because it does nothing to the pot anyway. You know what I mean? Like, the kitty's not getting that much bigger from these two unnecessarily priced individuals. You understand what I'm saying? So let's talk about it real quick, man. A 3-piece for you if you want to keep it 100% safe, in my personal opinion. This is operating off of my personal parlay system. You know what I'm talking about? Don't parlay the first fight of the night. Don't parlay the last fight of the night. Don't parlay women's MMA. Don't parlay heavyweight MMA. Don't parlay individuals making their UFC debut. Don't parlay anyone minus 500 or above. And don't parlay anyone that you have question marks on from one side, let alone from both sides. You understand what I'm saying to you? Trimming all that shit away. We're 100% safe in my personal opinion, and we're still at a plus money number. Those 3 are Gamrot, Song, and Steve at plus 207. I personally believe Gamrot, Biggie Boy, Los, Song, and Steve at plus 443 are a very, very solid 5-pack. You know what I'm talking about? And I don't know about you, but for me, tossing in Luana and taking that plus 443 to a plus 787 is just fine with me. You know what I'm talking about? So it's Gamrot, Song, Steve at plus 207. It's Gamrot, Biggie Boy, Los, Song, and Steve at plus 443. Then it's Gamrot, Biggie Boy, Los, Luana, Song, and Steve at plus 787. And I don't know about you, but for me, that's a solid 3, 5, and 6, man. Now I'm talking about. I don't know about anybody else, but those 3, Gamrot, Song, and Steve, 100% safe if you don't want to have any worries, in my personal opinion. Getting the heavyweight fights out the way, getting the first fight of the night out of the way, which also happens to be one individual making his UFC debut, and just question marks all over the place. You know what I'm talking about? Women's MMA out of the way. Anybody over minus 500 out of the way. And question marks. Josh and Ricardo, Junior and motherfucking Volter. You know what I'm talking about? Like Stewart and Jesus. There's certain questionable fights, in my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Los and motherfucking Lee. You can make a motherfucking case for Lee. I feel like the only way he wins is by knockout, and unfortunately for Los, he's been knocked out 3 times, you know what I'm talking about? So it's not like there's not a night where that shit happens. So if you want to be 100% safe, in my personal opinion, and you wipe away all that, them unnecessary stressors, first fight, last fight, heavyweights, women, debuts, minus 500 or above, and just question marks in general, it's Gamrot, Song, and Steve for me at plus 207. But I'm comfortable with Biggie Boy and Los. So Gamrot, Biggie Boy, Los, Song, and Steve is cool for me at plus 443. And I'm also comfortable with Luana. So Game Rock, Biggie Boy, Los Luana, Song and Steve at plus 787 is also very much okay with me. You know what I'm talking about? It is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Something light. Now, if y'all like those 6 that come at plus 787 and y'all want to fuck around and y'all like Josh and Izzy, y'all can do Game Rock, Biggie Boy, Los Luana, Song Steve, Josh and Izzy for plus 2551. Know what I mean? If you just don't know about Izzy but want to get a little bit more sure about Junior for whatever reason, you could go Game Rock, Biggie Boy, Los Luana, Song Steve, Josh and Junior for plus 2412. Or if you're unsure about that main event and you're unsure about that motherfucking heavyweight fight, but you're good with the Josh play and the Biggie Boy heavyweight play and all the rest of them, and you want to toss Stewart in there, you will go Game Rock, Biggie Boy, Los Luana, Song Steve, Josh and Stewart for plus 1916. But you know, I'd urge anybody putting that one in the tread very fucking lightly. I get it with the boy Stewart looking good and all that at 8-0, but we've said it before. Look at who that 8-0 is against. Opposition with combined records of motherfucking 28 wins and 18 losses. He should have looked fucking phenomenal. You know what I'm talking about? But personally, fuck all the rest of this shit. Those 3, those 5, and those 6. That's where it's at, man. That's where it's at, man. You know what I'm talking about? Game Rock, Song and Steve at plus 207. Game Rock, Biggie Boy, Los, Song and Steve at plus 443. Game Rock, Biggie Boy, Los Luana, Song and Steve at plus 787. That's where it's at, man. And me personally, if I tossed another 2 in there right now, staying away from Tom and Jack because they do absolutely nothing to the kitty with those ridiculous price tags sitting next to their names, I would toss Jesus and Ricardo in there and absolutely boost my shit through the roof with those 2+ money numbers for the haymaker, because I'm good on the 3, 5, and 6. But if I'm tossing a haymaker now, since those other numbers are ridiculous, it's going to be those 6 and Ricardo and Jesus. So it would be Game Rock, Biggie Boy, Los Luana, Song Steve, Ricardo, and Jesus at plus 5536 for me. You know what I mean? But staying away from all that unnecessary shit, it's that 3, 5, and 6. You know what I'm talking about? Do with it what you will. You know what I mean? Run from it. Run with it. It's completely up to y'all. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here before I take too much of your time up. We done been through this shit over and over again. You know what I mean? Stay away from that first fight of the night. But it is Jesus for me. Stewart's 8-0 again against opposition with combined records of 28 wins and 18 losses, while at least Jesus' 10-0 is against opposition with combined records of 76 wins and 19 losses. Yes, he does have a few more fights under his belt than Stewart, but it is what it is. Jesus is the pick. Song is the pick. With all due respect, Ricky, the individual's giving you trouble inside the UFC octagon. One of them's competing at featherweight right now. The other one are still competing at lightweight. Song has been competing with legitimate welterweights and been doing quite fucking well. So it's Song all day for me, man. Tom's the pick, but fuck that price tag. Jack's the pick, but fuck that price tag. Luana's the pick. I'm good with that tag. Ricardo's the pick. I'm really good with that tag. Junior's the pick, but for real, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Los is the pick. Biggie Boy's the pick. Gamrot's the pick. Steve's the pick. And Dricus is the pick. But the back door's secured, so for real, I'm just gonna enjoy that shit, man. For individuals that might be worried about Los, understandably so. He's lost 3 times via KO, TKO. And in my personal opinion, that's the only way that Lee gets this one done. I do not believe he wants to wrestle and play that game heavy with Los, although he will be a reach disadvantage and not really like the way things are going on the feet in the striking department, and most likely resort to the wrestling and grappling department sooner than later. I don't necessarily believe that that's what he wants to do, although he's very dangerous in his own right. Los is too, man. And, you know, them little fighting nerds been on a nice little streak and getting shit done. And I think just about everything Lee can bring to him, Kaio and the rest of them are over there bringing it to him. So he's ready for it. I don't think there's going to be anything he hasn't seen. I like the reach, and I like the more technical aspects of Los's game than Lee's. It's why I'm heavy on Los, to go ahead and get it done. Like I said, you know, I get it. Old boy's never been knocked out. But how many people have never been knocked out until they get knocked out for the first time inside the UFC octagon? You know what I mean? And same thing I said about Elves when he fought Joe, and everybody was banking on Elves' durability. Durability has an expiration date, man. We only know how durable you are based off of what we've seen you go through, what you've been put through, what you've been able to withstand, work through, and you know what I'm saying? Like, we only know that because we know that. We should also know that all of that has a motherfucking expiration date, and it's just about who's gonna punch that fucking ticket. Los might be the one to do it, or he might get the submission, or he might just do the better work over the course of 15 minutes. My bad, I felt like I had to touch on this fight for just a minute. You know what I mean? Danny boy, I like him. He got some new ink too. He really looking the part. He looking sharp, you know what I mean? But he's not gonna be able to stop those incoming takedowns. And I don't believe there's that big of a gap on the feet in the striking department based off of the angles and awkward movement and striking of Gamrot. You understand what I'm saying to you? Anybody can get caught, clipped, and disconnected from their consciousness at any given time. This is a motherfucking fight first and foremost, you feel me? But Gamrot know that, and I don't believe Gamrot loses again until it's for the strap. I personally believe he gets right back into a matchup with Arman or Islam. Maybe comes out on the wrong side with Arman, gets another run at Islam, comes out the wrong side of that, and gets a rubber match with Arman. You know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken, that's how it would go if it went like that. But yeah, I like Gamrot to just get it done, man. It's not a kickboxing match. You understand what I'm saying to you? As much as some of us might wish it was, it's not. And Hooker's takedown defense up against an individual as relentless at chaining them together as Gamrot, in my personal opinion, it just ain't there. You know what I mean? I like Ricardo to do the better body of work than Josh. You know what I mean? I like Josh too, so it's fucked up. And I know where they at. And I know if it go to the cards, you know, shit could get real spicy. But I'm still siding with Ricardo to make this shit undeniable. Just to rack up enough control time and put him in enough compromisable positions and be competitive enough when it's on the feet to make the decision undeniable if it goes the distance. But I can really see him wrapping up a submission. Maybe I'm tripping. You know what I mean? Maybe Josh clips him and gets him out there quick, fast, and in a motherfucking hurry, and everything that I've said will seem as if it holds no relevance, and that's completely all right, man. Yeah, I'm talking about if that's the way it goes down, because I like the kid. But I honestly think Ricardo got him everywhere. You know what I'm saying? If he don't like it in one department, he can transition to the next and get to working from there. You know what I'm saying? And I sat down out this motherfucker with no fire, no flame, no fuego. Ain't that about a motherfucking bitch, man? I got this motherfucking pen. I ain't got no motherfucking fire, man. Got the bud, got the tray, got the motherfucking blunt, got the beverage. Ain't this a bitch? God damn, man. Word. Yeah, I already said what I said about Song. Fuck Tom and Alex and Jack and Herbert about now. That's just out of control. Completely out of control. You know what I'm talking about? And Luana and Casey, man. With all due respect to Casey, she has peaked and reached her ceiling inside the UFC, in my personal opinion. The wins that she has, she should have. And losses she has. They're the losses she has, man. I don't believe she's getting past that level of opposition. She has reached her tier, and it's not even here. Luana is a bit above. You understand what I'm saying to you? Casey has put out heavy volume and looked extremely well in matches where she should have been able to put out heavy volume and it looked extremely well, in my personal opinion. You know, and when the volume gets slowed down a bit and everything else gets kind of halted a bit, it's when she loses. I don't see anything being any different against Luana. I believe Luana to be not just a bit better, a level or better. You know what I mean? Like, she a couple tiers up. She's a whole level above, in my person. I'm not saying she's levels above her, but there are levels to this shit, and I believe she's just a level above her. You know what I mean? She's better than her, absolutely everywhere. She'll slow that volume down, implement her game plan, get her to the ground, do very well on the feet in her own right. You know what I'm saying? With her own volume numbers and landing her own strikes and significant strikes. And she's just going to do what she do. Unfortunately for Casey in this matchup, she's getting this, Luana's getting this one done, man. Whether or not she gets it done again, you know, inside the distance in spectacular fashion via submission or some other way, shape, form, or fashion, you know, that's to be seen. 2 more wake-ups, you know what I mean? But it's Luana. It's Luana, man. You know what I'm talking about? Just like it's Biggie, boy. With all due respect to Ty. You know, Ty's a great guy, you know what I'm talking about? Packs a hell of a fucking punch. And he got a little, you know, he's deceptively fast for his size, you know what I mean? But with that being said, he puts on great fights. But you can put on great fights and not be a great fighter. The UFC is going to keep individuals like Tai Tuivasa, you know what I'm saying? Just like the Mark Hunts of the game, you know what I'm saying? The Roy Nelsons, you feel me? It's certain individuals that are just going to get, and it's the heavyweight division. It's probably one of the shallowest divisions in the UFC. It's not that deep. You get in there, you get a couple wins, you're in the top 15, and next thing you know, you're slanging and banging with the big dogs, man. They not quick to just kick you the fuck out of the UFC in the heavyweight division unless you're absolutely horrendous against low level of opposition when you first get in. You understand what I'm saying to you? So, you know, Ty's that guy. Motherfucker, if he catch you and clip you and disconnect you from your consciousness inside that octagon, It's a shoey celebration on top of the cage, man. And everybody loves it. If something happens to him and he gets taken down, pounded out, submitted or clipped and disconnected from his own, his consciousness in his own right, it's a shoey celebration with somebody in the crowd any fucking way on the way out. Like, everybody love this motherfucker, much like a Diaz brother. Win, lose, draw, it don't fucking matter. You getting an applaud, the crowd's going fucking crazy. The UFC's not sending him nowhere. Rosenstruck, Biggie Boy is the better mixed martial artist absolutely everywhere, though. Yes, this heavyweight motherfucker can get caught, he can get clipped, he can get slept. I'm not saying that cannot happen, but I don't believe he's going to allow that to happen. And individuals got to remember that Biggie Boy has a very, very underrated kicking game, man. That's what separates these two individuals in the striking department. They both can crack. Biggie Boy's a bit more technical, you know what I mean? I think he's a bit more cleaner, where, Ty, man, they're both powerful, but Ty might just have the more, a bit more pop in his individual shots. He fucking tosses them things, man. You know what I'm talking about? But Biggie Boy's kicks, man, leg kicks, body kicks, head kicks, his movement, you know what I mean? He's he's solid. He's well-rounded. American Top Team keeps a good game plan, you know what I mean? And for the most part, individuals out of American Top Team tend to operate by the game plan. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I feel like Biggie Boy's going to be able to implement that game plan on Bam Bam and possibly bung him. I said it in a little short clip earlier, man, and get him the fuck up out of there. But the crowd's still gonna go wild. Ty's still gonna fuck around and get the mic time, you know what I mean? And he gonna be showing it on the way out. It don't matter, win, lose, or draw. Everybody love him, man. He's a dog. Biggie Boy's just better. Biggie Boy can catch him and clip him and disconnect him. Biggie Boy could get on top of him in a club and sub situation, you know what I mean? Choke him the fuck out, or just get on top of him and silverback him out. Fucking Ralphie from the Christmas Story, just met you, man, you know what I mean? And just start thumping on that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And get him up out of there. He could win the decision by just producing a better body of work over the course of 15 minutes, man. Like, I get it. Some of these individuals, we like them and we want them to win. And wouldn't be mad if they do. I just don't see it happening. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna go ahead and get the fuck up out of here. I need the fire, the flame, the fuego, the lighter. I need something. I'll put some heat to this motherfucker. Put this thing in my lungs. I don't know if y'all can see it in the eyes or hear it in the voice. This fitting to be the nightcap, you heard me? Fitting to go put my feet up and fall back. You know what I mean? 20-year-old ain't here. 16-year-old ain't here. It's just me and the motherfucking dogs. What? I'm taking the beverage and the blunt, the motherfucking pen, right on upstairs, hopping in the rack. Miss me with the bullshit. I tap in the AM, you know what I'm talking about? Word. But that's it, man. That's what it is. It's Jesus, it's Song, Tom Jack, Duana, Ricardo Jr., Los, Biggie Boy, Gamrot, Steve, and Dricus. But my favorite 3 is Gamrot, Song, and Steve at +209. My 5 is Gamrot, Biggie Boy, Los, Song, and Steve at +443. And then you got 6 of them. Gamrot, Biggie Boy, Los, Luana, Song, and Steve at +787, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in.